The Nintendo Wii, the console that is mostly remembered for your nan having one, playing it for a month and then it gathering dust until it was put out of its misery. But seriously, the Wii is not too fondly remembered by some due to the motion control gimmick, but it actually had a cracking lineup of games that stand up next to any of Nintendo's other console generations. You had the obvious big hitters like Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, Mario Kart Wii, Super Smash Bros, Zelda Twilight Princess and Zelda Skyward Sword, and the Metroid Prime trilogy. Then you had some hidden and not so hidden gems. No More Heroes 1 and 2, Mad World. I love this game and there probably will be a video on that coming soon. Akami, Little King's Story, and of course, Zack and Wiki Quest for Barbaros Treasure. Today I'll be taking you through why this game was so awesome and why Capcom and Nintendo need to pull their fingers out and do another one. But before we do that, I am Louis of Just Good Games and I need you to go down there and hit that subscribe button, and this is why we need another Zack and Wiki game. Now, part of me understands why Capcom and Nintendo have never gone back to the Zack and Wiki franchise. It was a horrible financial failure for Capcom. This can probably be attributed to it coming out very early in the Wii's life cycle, when everyone was still amazed by Wii Sports, and the fact it was also a new IP, which meant it didn't have an already built-in fan base to latch onto. This combination of circumstances meant that no one really bought it, and hopes of a sequel were dashed. Well, I bought it and I want a sequel. The reviews though, and the reception from the fans, was really positive. It holds an 8.7 critics rating on Metacritic and an 8.5 fans rating. That is a really good score and puts it at 25th on their list of the best Wii games, beating such classics as No More Heroes 1 and 2 and Mario Kart Wii. So what we've established here is that, like most cult classics, it was great and anyone who bought it loved it, but no one bought it, and that is unfortunately why it was deemed a failure. Now that the tragic story of this game is out the way, let's look at the opposite side of the coin and explain why Zack and Wiki Quest for Barbaros Treasure was awesome. Firstly, Zack and Wiki is a point and click adventure, and this actually lent itself so well to the Wii. The fact that the Wiimote's main function was to point and click meant that Zack and Wiki was able to take advantage of the new awesome features that the Wii had to offer. These features could easily be transferred over to the Switch if a new game were to be released, as the Joy-Cons have some of the same motion control features. Not as much, but you still see it in the Joy-Cons. But unlike most point and click games, Zack and Wiki has a little bit more interactivity because of the Wiimote's motion control features. This was a great way to draw in the non-point and click fans like myself, as it allowed for a less passive experience. There were mini games and puzzles that required you to use and manipulate the Wiimote to solve. The levels were also superbly designed. The puzzles were difficult but not too difficult, and the way you made your way through the levels was so clever and really required you to think outside of the box to get through them. Something as simple as turning an umbrella upside down to use as a zipline hook is an awesome way to solve a simple puzzle, and you had to turn the Wiimote upside down to do so. It was excellent. This is really what a great point and click game lives and dies by. Well designed levels and great puzzles. This game had them in spades. The story was also pretty good too, as a point and click game needs a good story to give your actions justification. The story of Zack and Wiki sees the young pirate Zack and his monkey, who can turn into a bell, awesome, Wiki, trying to find the various treasure body pieces of the legendary Captain Barbaros to restore his body and to find a greater treasure. There were lots of twists and turns, truly great humour and amazing and memorable characters. And this could all be transferred over to a new game on the Switch. It would be so great. The boss battles in this game were also awesome and were a puzzle within themselves. This game was just so much fun, and it also had a great level of replayability, as the faster you completed the level and the less attempts you take to solve specific puzzles, the more points you get and the better grades at the end of the level you get, so you could go back and try and get a better grade after you finish the game. The game lasted about 15 hours, so it never outstayed its welcome and never got boring. As I just said, the replayability meant you always came back for more. I have just clearly described why Zack and Wiki Quest for Barbaros Treasure is awesome and why Nintendo should try and make a sequel for the Switch. You could just imagine it. It would just be so good. But I'm going to give you one more reason why I think they need to make this game. Look, I know we all love Mario, Zelda and Pokemon, but currently the Nintendo Switch has very few great exclusives outside the usual main Nintendo franchises on the Switch. Astral Chain and Monster Hunter Rise are two which come to mind when I think of this category. No More Heroes 3 didn't really hit the spot, and Bayonetta 2 and actually a lot of the exclusives for the Switch are ports from the Wii U. And although Bayonetta 3 is coming, it just feels like Nintendo need to branch out a bit more and bring some new stuff to the table, like they have done in the past. Splatoon is evidence of this. It's evidence that Nintendo can come up with new ideas. But once again, we're now onto a third game for Splatoon, so that's not even really a new IP anymore. Strictly, Zack and Wiki isn't a new IP, but it has been 15 years since the first game, and it was a great game. If Nintendo promoted it right, I feel like it really could be a great franchise for them, and I really want a second game if you hadn't guessed from this video already. So, this video has been why we need another Zack and Wiki game, and I think you guys will quite agree that we definitely need another one. So thank you for watching, and please let me know what you think in the comments below. Now all I need you to do is go down and hit that subscribe button, like, share, follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Twitch, JustGoodGames18, and thank you again for watching, and you have been watching Just Good Games.